Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am coming from the hair store and I decided to go ahead and start filming because it is about to be the end of the year and I needed to check in on my subscribers and check in on y'all to see how y'all are feeling about the new year. I got this dash cam thing and I think it's really cool, so that way I can be hands-free and film while I'm driving. But one of the things that has been on my mind, and I talked to my mom about it earlier, because everybody's different in how they prepare for the new year. And a lot of people, you'll start seeing like all the posts about doing vision boards and writing your goals down, and how all of a sudden, because there is a new day, you should do it, which I think we should be doing this throughout the whole year, not just because we know New Year's is coming around the corner. But I do think it's good to do whatever it is you need to do to set your mind for something new, because I do believe in appointed times. I believe that God has appointed times for certain things in our life, and that could literally be New Year. So why not go ahead and, write your goals down, come up with the plans that you want to see come to pass. And so I have decided that I'm not a vision board girl because I'm just not DIY crafty. I am creative when it comes to technology and things like that, but I'm just not creative when it comes to like cutting out newspaper and just doing all of that. That's not me. So I've decided that I am going to write my goals down, and I am going to submit them to the Lord, because as we know, we can write out our plans and we can have the best of intentions, but it's God's purpose that prevails. And because of that, I want to be mindful of, not planning too much, not believing that I have more control than I actually have, because I recognize that my life is in God's hands and it's going to be up to Him. I do play a part in it, because faith without works is dead. But when things happen and how they happen, I tend to now rely on Him, because I recognize there are some things I just can't make happen for myself, no matter how hard I try. So I'm going to write down a list of my goals and the things that I do want to check off my list and get done. There are some certification tests I want to take for my long-term career goals in the future. And so those are some of the things I want to get done this year. And another thing is, if you haven't already signed up, I'm starting a Bible study. So every Thursday we will be diving into the Word and building a community, because I feel like it's something a lot of women are saying that they need, and I want them to have that community. Even if you just meet one person off of the Bible study and somehow y'all live in the same city and y'all get connected, that would be great. So I'm just looking forward to doing things that not only enhance my life, but enhance the life of others. And I feel like now those are the type of goals that I make for myself, not just selfish ones. Because I used to have selfish goals about being a millionaire so I can buy this and I can buy that. I've said in a couple of my other videos, I used to have a Pinterest board of a vision board. I do vision boards on Pinterest because it's easy, it's digital. Again, I'm a tech person, or I like tech, so it's easier for me to do it on there. I hear the ambulance. On Pinterest, I had did a board and it was full of luxury bags and big houses. It was all of this material stuff. I just feel like we have materialism issues a lot in the US of A, okay? And so when I turned 30, it completely changed. I deleted that board and I made a completely new board, and it was amazing because I'm like, wow, I really grew up, because I used to really want some childish things in my life, and now it's I literally don't want any of those things anymore. Or that's at least not everything that I want. I don't want it to just be material things. I want it to actually be things that are going to help me advance my life. So yeah, now I have a lot of empowerment quotes on there. I have a lot of relationship things in there, things about motherhood for the future, things that actually mean something, a lot of service things there, like giving back to the homeless, things like that. I have that on my Pinterest board, like pictures that someone else posted of doing service. So there's been a shift in my maturity and a shift in how I view, like, once God advances me, how I also want to use that to help other people. So y'all let me know in the comments, how are you feeling about New Year's? Because I also feel like just because 2023 was a hard year for some people doesn't mean it was a hard year for everybody. And some people had amazing years and they want a repeat of that. And so I just hope those people don't feel guilty that they had an amazing year, because no, like I said, God has an appointed time for everybody. So enjoy that is the year, you know, for you, and that 2024 can be just as great or even greater for you. And so I just want to know, like, how are you preparing for the new year? And what are some things you feel like you want to leave in 2023 and some things that you want to take into 2024? And so I'm gonna share a list of a few of the things, like 3 things I'll leave and three things I want to take. But I have to run and go view a space really quick, and then I'm gonna come back so we can chat. Okay, I'm back. So I know I said that I would come up with 3 things that I'm gonna leave in 2023, and it's probably way more than that, but I could only think of 2. And one is not budgeting. Budgeting has to be a part of your daily life and or your monthly life. However, if you want to sit down every week, and how I budget is I have a sheet that is my income, where I track everything that comes in, and then a sheet where I track my bills, and it has a due date on it, like when it's due, the name of the bill, and then like a column for the name of the bill, and then a column yes or no if I paid it, and if so, the amount that I paid on it. So if it's something that I didn't have to pay like the whole balance because maybe it's 2 months put together or anything like that, I made sure that I put that in there. How that has blessed me is at the end of the month, I see how I've knocked things off, and I'm like, wow, like all my bills got paid this month. Because sometimes in our mind, we can worry about things that aren't really there just because we know things are coming up, whether it's an event, whether it's a big trip because you're traveling or whatever. And having that sheet and tracking it, and at the end of the year, and at the end of the month, being like, oh my gosh, like all my bills got paid, I literally celebrate and I'm so happy, because I just think that's a blessing. So we're leaving bad financial practices and not budgeting in 2023. In 2024, you need to be budgeting. If you want, I'm going to link my budgeting sheets. So it literally is just like your monthly income, the date, what if you're a business owner, the client or service that they're booking, or like where the income came from if you're a content creator, or your just monthly salary you can put there. For me, it's new or returning client, and then the amount for the month of whatever. And the same for my bills. I have like the due date, the bills, the pay, like whether or not I paid it yes or no, and then the amount. And so I printed these out for the entire month, and they have been so helpful. So if you want them, I'm not that person that's gonna be like, buy my ebook for $5.99, because I mean, digital products are gonna be a huge thing in 2024 as they've been in 2023. But that's something that I would just gift y'all, because it was just an easy, quick make. So if you want a link to those downloads, I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can get those and print them off and use them for yourself. Put them in a binder. I have a big binder that I use, and all of my paperwork is in there. And so you can hole punch them, put them in a binder, put them in a folder, just put them somewhere where you're monthly gonna sit down and look at them. And I try to look at it weekly, or at least bi-weekly. So I'm keeping track of what's coming in and what's going out. I also have a debt tracker, and I could put that too, of all my debt, how much, and then a plan to like pay them off. Like I come up with a plan to like pay off any debt, like credit cards or anything like that. Because I want to be completely debt free entering 2024, or in 2024, completely debt free. So I'm leaving that behind. Bad financial principles and not budgeting. We're not taking that into 2024. The next is worry. So that's easier said than done. But one thing I've noticed is a pattern of worry making me like tense and stressful when I feel like a bill is due or a project deadline is coming around the corner or anything. And so what I've started putting in place is just meditating on scripture, having a prayer in place. I have like a financial prayer printed off where like I recite that prayer when I feel like I'm being burdened by finances and bills coming in or whatever. And I feel like that goes hand in hand. Like when you see your bills getting paid and you're praying that prayer, like you're seeing how God is providing. So it helps you worry less because you have proof now that, okay, last month he provided the month before, like just trusting in God more in what I'm doing. So I do not want to take worry into 2024. I want to know that I have proof of what God has done. I want to remember that. I want to meditate on his word. And I just want to make sure that I'm staying like hopeful, even though things may not always look like or go how I want them to go. I know that I'm always taken care of at the very minimum, because God do above and beyond. So those are the two things I'm leaving behind. 3 of the things that I've been doing this year that I'm taking into 2024 because they have really helped me. One is not emotionally eating and drinking. I have done a very good job of not eating and drinking just because I'm sad or just because I am stressed out, just because I'm anxious. I've done a good job of being like, no, instead I'm going to go take a walk. Or I would purposely, if I'm going to eat something, it's going to be like brain healthy or something to help my body. So I'll grab an apple. And like I'll do apple and peanut butter or something like that. But I won't go to like super fried foods, going to get French fries, doing little stuff. I used to do that a lot. And I learned to grasp for God when I'm stressed out versus grasping for like a glass of wine or grasping for a bag of chips or a donut or just something to make me feel good. I've learned to go to God with that because I don't want to be eventually overweight because I'm eating my feelings. I don't want to always need something to fulfill me because sometimes I need to sit in those feelings so I can go discuss them with God. Which leads me to my second one, which is private prayer time. So I've always had like prayer time here and there where I'll just like pray in my car or I'll pray sitting on my couch or in my bed at night. But this year I took it different and I started praying in my closet, closing the door behind me, having this private, intimate moment with God. And I feel like that took my prayer life to a whole nother level. Because at that moment I can shed everything. I don't, like nothing is around me distracting me. Like it is like going into a private space with just me and God and communion with him. And then when I leave out, I feel like I left something there. Like I released it. I actually left it at his feet. And that has been so helpful for me. So if you're not somebody who has tried it, go into your prayer closet. The Bible even calls us to do that. Go into private and pray to the Lord. And so that has been just tremendously helpful. I can remember vividly times where I was super stressed out. I was a little sad, like just trying to figure out the plans and what am I supposed to do next. And my old go-to was, okay, it's Friday. I'm gonna go get some fried wings. I'm gonna go get French fries. I'm gonna get a glass of wine. I'm just gonna go to sleep. Now it's like, let me go upstairs and get in this closet. And it takes discipline. Like it is not something that just comes easy. Like it takes discipline. But I'm taking that into 2024. It has been helpful. It works. It's a private time that I spend with God, and it's like an appointed time that I spend with him. I make him a priority by doing that. And it's something you don't have to do every single day. I mean, it would be great if you can, but just praying, period. Being a person of prayer. This year, my prayer life has changed tremendously because I learned to pray scripture. If you haven't watched that video, watch that video. I've learned to pray scripture, and I've just learned to like, me communing and having this conversation with God is better than me being stressed out and picking up the phone to call somebody. Like, it's great to have people there. You should do that. But the very first person you should go to is God. If every time you're stressed out, you call your mom, no, go to God first. And then if he allows you to share it with somebody, call, pick up the phone. But I had to learn first thing, go to God. He's the only one that can give me the right answer. He's the only one that can lead me to the answer that I need or to whatever I'm looking for. So that has been really helpful. My last is a morning routine. I am taking that with me. So I'm not always good at it, but I started a routine of, because I have to get up early to like take my dogs out, just kind of get a routine going. And I make my bed, you know, brush my teeth, do my skincare routine. I let one of the dogs out to use the bathroom while I'm doing all of that. And then I'll put her up, get my other one out. We'll go outside. And while we're going outside, I have my coffee getting made. So then I bring him in, clean both of them up, get their food, their breakfast together. And then I'm checking emails, and then I'm cooking my breakfast. And then we kind of go into the day. And that has been really helpful because I don't feel slothful. I don't feel lazy. I feel like I have a sense of productivity in the morning. And then there's some mornings where it's usually towards the end of the week, I'm tired and I'm like, oh, if I can get back in bed for like 15 minutes, or I will be like, you know what, today is the day that I'm probably not gonna make the bed. So maybe one day out the week I won't make it, but for the past couple weeks, I've been making the bed when I get up, except on weekends. I don't make my bed all the time on Saturdays, but I try to. But I am getting to the point where like every day I want my bed made when I get up in the morning. It's productive. It looks better. And it feels good to pull the pillows off at night and like set the bed for me to get into it. So I'm choking. That's what I want to take into the new year. I want to make sure I'm not emotionally eating. I want to make sure I have a private prayer life with God. And then I want to make sure I have a morning routine. We want to budget and make sure we're managing and stewarding our finances well. And then we're not going to worry. Worry just is a waste of time. And I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but it truly is a waste of time when we worry about things that we either don't have control over or things that I feel like you have to give them to God and watch them play out, because if not, you will stress yourself out. And then it always works out. And you be like, oh, dang, I can't even get that time back. Like I spent the entire day crying in a bad mood because of something that literally was going to get worked out anyway. And that's why now I try to seize the day. Like if it's a good day, I'm going to make it a good day. I'm not thinking about what's due tomorrow, what I need to do tomorrow, a project tomorrow. Like I need to do what I can today and let tomorrow take care of itself, which the word says that. So that's my 2023 wrapped year, but I'm excited for 2024. And I'm not just excited because it's the cliche like, oh, it's the new year. I'm truly excited because I believe this was a pruning year and a preparing year, and now God is taking me to a year that's like, okay, this is what I was preparing you for. I think a lot of things are going to unravel and unveil this year, that God is going to be like, now you see why certain things had to happen, or now you see where that lesson comes into play and can help you now. So I'm really excited, and I'm excited for you all. I pray you have an amazing, safe New Year's Eve, and I pray that your new year starts off amazing. Don't forget to sign up for Bible study. It will start next Thursday. I'm thinking of pushing it back to 8 p.m. Central Time, just so my Pacific and Eastern Time ladies can join in, because I know that has been one of the issues, is just the time. So if 8 o'clock will work for my Central Time ladies, I'm thinking that'll pretty much work for everybody, or I hope it does. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Bible study. I'm excited to build a community. I'm excited to keep pushing out content that encourages you all to not only pursue your dreams, but also just to stay balanced in your thinking and not give way to all the negative thoughts that may be coming in, or how the enemy is lying to you and telling you things won't get better. Like, things eventually get better. All seasons have to change. And the more you hear that encouraging word, the more you see other people dealing with some of the same things you're dealing with, and also see them bloom from them and not stay stuck there, I feel like it'll encourage all of us. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to do more content, because I used to post a lot of food and fashion content. And then like when this year happened, it just all kind of stopped for the most part. I've still been trying to do more YouTube than anything else, but I want to get back into content. I think I've struggled with doing it just because I didn't know what my end goal was, because my goal is not to be a content creator. My goal is just to share kind of what I've been going through and kind of share my life, and hope to inspire somebody else, hope that they can feel ignited to go after the things they want and have faith. And so that's been my thing. But now I'm like, just try it, just go for it. Like, if God is giving you a passion for something, don't care what nobody else thinks about, like, oh, I see everybody trying to start posting so they can get on their content creator. But like, you have to start somewhere. So yeah, everybody's starting. So what? You got to start somewhere. So don't let anyone discourage you. 2024 can be exactly what you hope for it to be. Just keep praying, stay hopeful, and don't let anybody speak against what you're trying to go towards or what you're trying to accomplish. Keep people around you who are not yes people, but who are prayerful people that will support you and encourage you when you need it the most. So this has been fun. Make sure you like, share, send this to somebody who needs a little pep in their step for the new year, who needs some inspiration, but also needs it in a balance. Because I think some people be going a little too hard with the New Year's messages that is like not realistic. Just because life is different for everybody. Everybody's not in the same season or stage, but there are some things that across the board I feel like will help all of us, like budgeting, not emotionally eating, making sure we have a morning routine and all of those things. So I love y'all. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and go ahead and send this to at least one friend. Just promise me you'll do that. One person. Just hit the share button, send it to them, because this may be the one thing that really they needed to hear. And sometimes people need to hear it from someone else. Sometimes we can tell somebody something over and over, but they can hear it from somebody else, and it could be the exact same thing you've been trying to tell them. But sometimes they just need different voices to tell them. And, you know, I'm happy to be one of those voices. So make sure you share it, and Happy New Year.